Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Real Talks. I'm your host, David Steele, along with Kyle. And how we doing, Kyle?
Great. I bet if anyone's watching this video now, you'll probably come across the new thumbnail for our new banner image that we have for our channel, which is me. At least it's David and me, but it's really, really good. David helped set this up, and I'm really, really thankful that he did that, and it's really, really nice to see, and enjoy seeing my face on this YouTube channel.
Yeah, so I actually went and I got you cover art made. One thing that had been bothering me for a long time, guys, and I'm sorry about this, although the intro, which you'll see when this is all cut, is the two young ladies that were with me, Elisa and Elena, are no longer with me. And so Kyle, of course, as everybody knows, has been doing this for the past few months, and I needed to get new cover art. So I made the leap, and I actually got a discount on it, and it was really, really good. But, yeah, so it looks fantastic, guys. But what else is fantastic? So we talk about movies all the time, and we talk about money all the time, and how much they make and everything else. And there was a little movie that came out 3 weeks ago. And it was called Avatar: The Way of Water. And by the way, guys, you can go back and check out the spoiler cast that we did about this. And I'll put that right there. And so what ended up happening was, I know, keep pounding it. This is, Avatar. So this movie, this last weekend, made an unbelievable $63 million. This is an absolute, there's only one word to call it, an absolute juggernaut. I've never seen a film. Now, there's a couple of other movies I can think of off the top of my head we'll get to a little bit later, but I've never seen a film in recent memory to absolutely just have longevity for this. And I had said to Kyle that this was going to be his video. So Kyle, tell us what you have lined up today for our viewers.
Wait, I didn't hear you.
Well, I said, tell us what you have lined up for today's viewers.
Yeah, so Avatar, what's really interesting about this number set is that Avatar had it had a 6% increase over the second week performance. And I almost said 0% because that was actually the original estimates going in for the weekend, which is just as stunning. But it's very, very rare to have a movie in its third weekend of release do even better than it did in its second weekend of release. And this is due to many factors, one of them being the holiday season. Kids are off of school. Also, I think in this time period, less people are going to the movies as much as they did on Christmas. Or at least they expect less people to go, so they go more then. So that way, those people that were kind of afraid to go on a busy holiday like a Christmas, they will go maybe around New Year's. And then it also shows you that people are returning to see the movie, but people are also going to see it for the first time, which is something that a lot of films have been struggling with ever since the pandemic, because a lot of people that decide not to see a movie the first weekend or the second weekend really do it also because they're like, I'll wait for DVD, I'll wait for the theater. I'll wait for the Blu-ray or the 4K, and if I have a home theater system, I'll wait there. But the thing is when you're looking at the actual numbers, you're seeing that people don't want to wait to watch this at home. They are willing to go to the actual theater to see it. And that's the best thing that you can say about Avatar is it's bringing people back to the movies, much like Top Gun Maverick did. But I think a big difference between this and Top Gun Maverick is that we're talking about a film that is making the money that Top Gun Maverick made in its entire run in just like 3 weeks. Because pretty soon, Avatar, maybe by the time that this video gets uploaded, pretty soon Avatar is going to make more money than Top Gun worldwide. And I think that is.
So it's just you're right about that. So this is an absolutely astounding. And it's interesting to bring up Top Gun Maverick because there's 2 other films in the past, I would say 18 months, that have really have longevity. And you touched upon one of them, and that was Top Gun Maverick. That movie just was something that people went back and saw again and again and again. And I've heard comments that I'm going back to see it my second and third time, and I'm taking somebody else with me. The other one I can think of off the top of my head is Spider-Man No Way Home. And that movie just brought everybody back. And so $66 million is just astounding. And you're right, it went up 6%. That is so rare that you see a movie in its third week. Usually when you have a movie from opening weekend to the second weekend, it's about a 30 to 40, maybe a 40 to 50% drop. And then it's called what I call a half-life, and then it goes down by half every week. This actually went up. Now, to your point about the box office, Puss in Boots, The Last Wish, the one by Universal, that made only, and I say only, it got clobbered at $16 million. Okay, but there's something, I'm looking at the numbers now, and this is fascinating. And we're going to get back to Avatar in a minute. This last weekend, okay, 7 of the 10 movies actually made money. As far as percentage-wise, made more money than last week.
Wow.
The only 3 that didn't make money more than last week was the Whitney Houston, I Want to Dance with Somebody. That went down 16%. Babylon dropped 28%. And Violent Night dropped 40%. Mm-hmm. Every single movie, other than those 7 movies in the top 10, made a profit. And it just goes to show you that people are going back to the movies. And so this movie is not only, it's just crushing it not only overseas, because that's where 2/3 of its box office is coming. It's made almost a little under $957 million overseas. But it's made very close to $445 million here. Now, put this in perspective. A movie like Black Panther or Top Gun made about $700 million.
Yeah.
And that had a run of several 12, 13, 14 weeks. And you brought up the point a couple weeks ago, Kyle, that I thought it was very important. We don't have anything coming out in theaters until February, middle of February.
Yeah.
I really believe this could right now it is the 15th largest grossing film, not adjusted for inflation, ever. Think about that. Ever. It is just.
And David, think about this. Think about this. So, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, I think it was number 1 for about 5 to 6 weeks at the box office. And then it got dethroned by Avatar. And then Avatar could get dethroned. Well, it probably will get dethroned by Ant-Man. These are all Disney films. Mm-hmm. These are all Disney movies. And I think with Avatar, I'm very curious because my birthday is actually this month. And I'm starting to think I might just see Avatar again on my birthday. I don't know what it is, David. This movie is like a drug.
So
I cannot get enough of it. Like, I've seen this movie 3 times. I just recently rewatched it on Friday for the third time, and man, like there are very few movies that when you see over and over again, you're not tired of, and this is one.
I think it's a couple things. That number one, it's about family.
Yeah,
And the Sully stick together and
yeah,
everything else. That's number one. Number two, I think the time gap you've had in between the first and the second one, it's been 13 years, and it just people are chomping at the bit for this, and they want it back. Number three, and I saw it in 3D, so it just popped. The effects when you see it in 3D or in IMAX, it's just unbelievable.
yeah,
I'd even call it so far as to call it generational.
yeah.
That's how big this. I mean, when Avatar came out in 2009, everybody was blown away by it because of what James Cameron did. And then, it's very difficult. I always say it's very difficult to get a sequel that goes above and beyond the original. This one goes above and beyond the original. And to have something like this be a generational thing, 2 movies in a generation is unbelievable.
But
I was thinking about it today.
Yeah.
I was thinking about it today. I always have Spielberg and Scorsese in my Mount Everest, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
I think I have to put James Cameron.
Yeah.
I really do. And what he's done and how he's done it. And it's just...
Now,
this isn't going to stop. That's what I think.
There's another factor to this, and it was what I was getting at watching it on my third watch. This movie is so much fun. And it's also mostly a happy movie. Like, I mean, of course, there are moments of real emotional duress and loss and pain, but those are just elements of the human experience that we always get through. Black Panther Wakanda Forever is a heavy film. It's a movie that has a lot of, fun moments and stuff in it, but it's a movie that, when you're watching, you're there to somewhat grieve. There are other movies that came out this year that are kind of like that, but like when you have a movie like Avatar: The Way of Water, when you get to like the oceans of Pandora in this movie, and you get to see children experiencing, fish and water life, it just puts a smile on your face. And that is what I think a lot of people really love about this movie, because I'm just thinking of that one shot of Took, the young daughter of Jake and Neytiri, just like smiling as she's like in the water. And it's like, this is the type of movie that, people love to see. It's like The Wizard of Oz. It's like Star Wars. This is why, we have blockbusters. And I think it's been a while since we really saw a movie like this that isn't like, it's not a comic book film. It's not, I mean, yes, it's part of a franchise, but Avatar still feels relatively new in terms of IP. It's not like, say, I don't know, like a Back to the Future or something. It's not like where you can say that 30, 40 years ago this movie was popular. It's still part of the 21st century. Like, we are still... 13 years is a long time, but it's not as long as a movie like, say, a Return of the Jedi that we won't get into, is celebrating its 40th anniversary this year. And, like, I think that's just the beauty of Avatar: The Way of Water. But, yeah, I'm so happy it's doing as good as it's doing, and I think it's just gonna, it's gonna keep on doing it, and that's gonna be exciting to see how it does, like, say, next week or the week after.
Yeah, they're just going to have to print money for this. That's all I know. And it's not slowing down anytime soon. Ant-Man's coming out in probably about 5 weeks. And by then, I think that people are going to they're going to be excited for him. And I think right around the beginning of February. I mean, I think I've heard rumblings that we might be getting a new Ant-Man trailer for the college football playoff, and they're going to premiere that then. So, once that happens, I think the whole buzz of Avatar, but they're just going to have to print money for this. It's an unbelievable film. And I know we're gushing, but I can't remember. I mean, like I said, I think the only other two would be Top Gun Maverick, which just happened, this year, and Spider-Man No Way Home. And that's it. I mean, the longevity, Top Gun, was actually in 1/6 of its 7 weeks. And the only time that they didn't win was when Scream came out. So, so it's just amazing. I know he's seen it 3 times. I need to go back and see it again. I've heard people in the comments say they've seen it 2 and 3 times, and they're taking people to see it. So, yeah, it's amazing. Anyways, coming up, what we're going to do is for this the second week of every month, what we're going to do is have a first reaction video. So far, the first perfect movies have dropped with Silence of the Lambs. Now, next week, what you're going to be getting, guys, or right around the 15th, is a first reaction video, and that's going to be for Get Out. And so that's going to be the next one, and then we'll figure out what we do for weeks 3 and 4. If you enjoyed this video or any other video, please hit that like and subscribe button. Let's me know it. Let's Kyle know that you guys are enjoying this stuff. That's the only way we know. Please leave comments because we love interacting with you guys. Hearing all these great stories about how you've gone to see Avatar 3 times, having seen it in IMAX, why you love the movie. And guys, keep continuing to do that. Give us feedback about why you like this movie. Tell us how many times you've seen it, what format. We're definitely going to get back to everybody. And so without going into a big long spiel, we got a ton of stuff coming up for you guys. Starting in a couple of weeks, we do have the HBO Max series, The Last of Us, which we have a whole crew set up for you. We're going to be live streaming this. So immediately, like 5 to 10 minutes after the episode, I'm going to jump on, and you've got to hit that follow button to make sure that you get it. And so we're going to be live streaming every single episode right after The Last of Us. And we got a ton of stuff for the rest of the year. Put the little update video right there for you guys to let you know what's going on. Okie dokie, guys. It's been fantastic, and be safe. Take care of yourself. He's Kyle. I'm David. You have been watching